This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to the Friday edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody's had a great week so far. Here we are, Friday, going into the weekend, and that always pumps me. I say that every single Friday, 52 weeks of the year. But it's true, Friday's a good day. I can always tell because my brother goes off to work. He's in a better mood. Seems like people in general are in a better mood. And for me, Friday really kicks off my personal racing weekend with the Friday Night Oval Series, followed by usually Saturday, the pit crew is usually doing something together, and then Sunday, of course, we have our GT3 Series finale this week. Anyway, so I'm all pumped about that. What have you been up to? What's been going on in sim racing? I think right now the biggest sim racing news ends up being Flight Sim 2020. I mean, almost everybody I know is playing it. I've done a few streams on Twitch over the last few days, and I've enjoyed myself. And after a little bit of time with it, I'm afraid just like many sims that we play, it's really good, really awesome, has some great things about it. And then after you played it for a certain amount of hours, you kind of get to that, so now what point? I'm hoping they do more with a career mode. There's not really a career mode to be had. I don't know, Marco. I want to really badly because I think it would be kind of funny, but it would be like really, really boring to do. No missiles. Yeah, see, I can jump in DCS. Now, I can't fly to Michigan. Tomorrow we have a patron practice race. Yes, we do at 10 a.m., Marco. That is something I forgot to do, was send that email out reminder today. Meant to do that before the show. I totally forgot. I did find my house in MSFS 2020. And I thought that was really, really cool. There are things about it that are really outstanding. Racing 393, it's been ages. I've only played X-Plane 11 a tiny, tiny bit. Like down at CXC doing some basic testing. Here's my issue or problem, and I was saying this on Twitch earlier. I feel like to the hardcore flight sim crowd that they dumbed this down a lot to make it very playable by the masses. Now, I think the physics part, sure, overstress, all that, all the real proper stuff about flight is still in there. They didn't dumb it down in that respect. But when so much of the focus on the game was navigation, when so much of the focus on the game was proper procedure about flight sim, I feel like they just kind of threw all that out the window in order to make it very Xbox portable. So I missed that because I always appreciated the hardcore aspects of flight sim. But I think it's all in there. It's just the problem is, like, I don't even know where to find out the information on how to do some of the navigational controls. There are no instructions. So I'm going to have to do some more digging to get what I want out of the game for longevity. Yeah, and even though the crashes were always the most basic, for it to just go black screen is a letdown. Now, during my streams, I heard a few people make some comments, so I've heard things like, the crashes are going to be in an update. I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard that there are going to be weekly missions that are going to come out and are going to expand on the fun factor. That would be awesome. Right now, when you get in, there's 24 landing missions and 3 bush tracking type missions. And the pre-flight stuff is toggleable in the AI menu. Yeah, but I mean the navigation, like the changing frequencies and using it going in to the airport. Andrew White, I made the final, so I was in the top 7, but I finished 6th, last place of the running cars. It's in there, it's just really hard to find, Billy. And then when the tutorials didn't cover any of that, I was a little let down. Like I said, I think it's all in there. No, well, and that's what I'm saying. So much of it is in there. It's just very, very buried. Cranky, luckily nothing goes up in smoke if you do, it seems. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'll have to put in a lot more hours to get what I want out of it, but I think it's all within it. I think a story mode, a career mode, would be a really cool addition, and even if it was totally artificial, in terms of, it would be cool that they start you off in like a basic plane with some flight training, get your license. Cool, now you have your license. You get a job as a pilot for, ABS postal carrier or whatever. And, they have 3 or 4 missions before you get a promotion, a new job, until all of a sudden, you're flying for FedEx, and then eventually you're flying for United Airlines. Aren't they like one of the best airlines out there? Yeah, Tom Jones, I mean, that's the thing. I think because they're covering such a large amount of area, so many airports, so many regions, that it does get very difficult. But that's where, and this is one of the beauties that I've always loved about Flight Sim. There'll be, and there already are add-on packs that'll have extreme amounts of detail. And then if you're like really specific to that region, then it's worth it to spend that money. I'll tell you what, I guarantee you, even though I'm everything I'm saying, if there was a Southern California or even a California pack with more detail on the airports and terrain, I would buy it right now. Right now. $30. That's what they're charging for those. Might not. Yeah, it's just more delayed. Racing 393, that's kind of what I wanted to do. Is I literally today would love to hop in a plane and fly to Michigan, which is where our race is tonight. That's what I would really like to do. The only problem is I've spent quite a few hours over the last few days playing Flight Sim, and it's not even on my calendar, which means everything on my calendar got pushed back a couple of days. At probably not a great time to do that. Ty Young, we have a few VR experts that'll answer that question for you. What is the best VR setup for iRacing at this point? I'm assuming when you ask that question, Ty, that you already have like a 2080 Ti video card. Like, so you have a super stout computer. So when you ask that question, you have the computer to be able to push the answer to that question. Good point, Billy. You're right. You're right. Wow. Thank you, Billy. And maybe I just need to stream flying to Michigan, right? Hey, that's not bragging. No. Good for you. Good for you. Tofi. No. What is the current? It's okay. Those who want will replace when the new one comes out. I need to do American Truck Sim to Michigan so I can actually bring my race car with me. Very valid. Good point, Dave Blair. Great. Now I have to do both. I have to drive the car there myself, and then I have to fly the crew there in our little private jet. The HP Reverb G2 is the one to get. Is that right? Can I get an amen to that? Hey, Heiko! Heiko! What up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a little while. Dave Blair's already ordered. You've ordered that? All right. We could make VR an entire discussion. I did, Futuristic Viper. I bought myself a cheap stick. I got a Thrustmaster HOTUS 4, I think it's called. It's okay. It works. I'd only change one thing on it for the price point. For the price point that I paid for, I think it was $80. No force feedback. I would have liked a stronger spring on the throttle. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with the stick. Oh, Racing 393, it is a nightmare here right now. We are, in the nation, we are the worst when it comes to, you know what? And then it's been extremely unbearably hot, which it seems like today is the day it's going to break here. And then on top of that, we have had more, I think this is the record most fires ever. There's like 400 fires going on. So, I just heard somebody did something good. Where'd it go? Where's my announcement? Where's my notification? Tea Drinker 67 now following. Thank you. Welcome to the crew. We all need a timeout from time to time, Heiko. Andrew, to answer your question, nobody knows. They send the email out in the morning, but it doesn't tell you what car and track. So nobody really knows until just before showtime. That's part of the game. And I don't always encourage people to buy the car and track. Warthog. I had the Warthog stick. I've had 2 or 3 of them, actually. And I keep getting them and then getting rid of them. Yeah, Houston's in hurricane mode. Arizona's in monsoon mode. Paul Victor, I'm doing great, buddy. How you doing? PS4! PS4 was the hero. We spent all this time talking about Flight Sim. And I want you all to know that I wouldn't have even been flying if it weren't for PS4 Deadman. He helped me get my stick working. The Ramrod. No, Tom Jones. They have the new Airbus stick. Yes, very much so, Paul. Andrew, that's part of it. Yeah, but that's with that particular event. That is a big part of it. It's not knowing, and it's really for more the dedicated iRacers, because it's people who either own all the content or are willing to buy content at the drop of a hat. Again, so it's hard for me to advocate everybody do such a thing because I'm not that kind of guy. All right, I am going to bring down the thumbnail and I'm going to enter into the news. I do not want you guys to misunderstand me doing that. I'm not trying to end our conversation at all. We can talk weather, because right now I think weather is affecting so many of us. I mean, for me, I don't have it running right now because during the morning and the pit stop I can usually get through the day. But, you know, I had to put an air conditioner in this room, and it's affected things. It's very loud in here now. However, I'm very comfortable when I'm sim racing. I ordered all of the pieces for my next DIY project. My next DIY project, which is why after the show today we're going to finish the wheel off, is my DIY cool suit. This will be a shirt that you wear to keep you cool while driving. And I ordered all the parts. And that is a product. I mean, it literally was 100 degrees every day for the last 10 days here. And it's been brutal. Thank you, Racing393. I am trying to really, really get the right balance, the right mix that you know is good for our audience. I think we're getting there. It's been a lot of work, a lot of trial and error. I think we're getting there. Bucket of ice. I can't do that to this room, Tofi. That would be a nightmare. I'd get electrocuted. Why not take my shirt off? I'd have to wear tassels, or it would break the terms of service for Twitch. I'm loving your guys' ideas and suggestions. I'll entertain those after the cool shirt. Next DIY is a second dash on the center console and a hydraulic brake pedal. Already saving money. Isn't it amazing? DIYers do get to save some money. I don't know. If there's... I tell you what, getting back to what 393 said, if you guys ever have ideas of things you think this show needs to be doing more of, doing less of, if you have thoughts, opinions on the direction of the show, man, this is a community show. And we're not like one of those crowdfund give me money, and then as soon as we have enough, we'll cut the community loose. Oh, shots fired. But yeah, I am all for making our community doing, and if there's something you guys want to see, a 3D printed button box. I think someone mentioned that. You're the second person, unless that's the second time you've mentioned it. That'd be a quick and easy, wouldn't it? Working on the 240. I'm not allowed to work on the 240. Dyson fan. A fan will get me through the 90-degree days. But on the 100-degree days, that wasn't enough, Dave. A death zone? I don't recall needing a dead zone. No. Choco. Because I live in an apartment building that has very strict rules on working on your car. And because my brother is the manager, I'm not allowed to break anything that even looks like a rule. Dave Blair, I'm assuming you have very good air conditioning in your home. I actually have really good air conditioning. It's just that this room is the worst ventilated room in the house. And it gets a heat bubble. So when this room gets all heated up, it prevents the cold air from even getting in. I have a vent, but it just even keeps that air over by the vent. So I needed a supplemental. I need to cool this room down cooler than the house. Yeah, but I've got it. Now it's just really loud when I turn it on. I mean, I can turn it on. You guys can... Max, speaking of loud. Hey. Hey. We'll have none of that. All right. I'm going to try to slip in one news story real quick. And you guys tell me what you think. iRacing Downshift number 27. Eric Hudek, the Daytona Road Course, and NIMS Tips return. There you go. You can check it out. That's all I have to say about that. They have their podcast. It's on... If you go to their Twitter page, right here. Right here. New episode alert. Eric Hudek, Daytona. So you can click on it and go listen to... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dave Blair. Terry, I bought my own personal air conditioning. Oh, it's gonna be hard to see. It's hard to see. See it? That is my own personal air conditioner dedicated to Shaun. The exhaust is right there. So yeah, it's nicely plumbed, nicely blocked off. R2-D2. It is loud, yeah, right now. I mean, you guys, I'm sure you can hear it. But I can already feel it cooling the room down. All right, so in addition to that, I think the only shots I've seen of this car were like the clay, right? But look at that. That is the new LMP2 car coming to iRacing. I've seen a lot of people pretty psyched. Our group is actually asking for this car to be the car for the Simpit Road Racing Series next season. Hey, Doc Darkness, the perks of streaming live. Yes, that hose is very hot. That hose, you can, if you put your hand on it, it is hot. It is part of the problem. So yeah, we are probably running this for the Simpit Road Racing. Anyway, a gorgeous looking car. Gotta love that look. So what else? All right. BMW Motorsport posting this at R Factor 2. Finish round 8 of the BMW Sim M2 CS Racing Cup is in the bag, and we have a worthy winner. Congratulations to Erhan Jajovski on staying cool when the heat was on in green hell. Congratulations to him. Choco, I think at this point, and years ago, I would have said this differently. Logitech wheels are really good entry point wheels. You know, and years ago, I would have said they are great wheels, the best of the best, and, win championships on them. And whether you're talking new or old, there's not much of a difference at this point in time. True Force. So I would delegate them to starter wheel. They are great starter wheels that are great enough that you can go from using it as your first wheel to winning a lot of races on it, and many years later you'll feel the need to replace it. So that's my opinion on Logitech wheels. But that's without trying True Force. True Force. Alright. That's it for R Factor. Any other questions out there? Yeah, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of a Logitech wheel. It's a fine wheel. Project Cars, 8 days. 8 days. Man, I can't do any more Flight Sim. I have to clear the path for Project Cars 3. Yeah, I can turn that off, by the way. I don't need that right now. Once it gets the room cool and it goes into its kickdown mode, it's not nearly as loud. Pre-order the deluxe edition and get on track 3 days early. I am not pre-ordering the deluxe edition. I'm going to order the regular edition. So you're going to have to wait 3 days to see me play it. That's all there is to it. Take your hero car to its full potential and choose from the wide selection of motorsport and community-inspired liveries and stickers to make it as individual as you are. Then get online and make your livery a legend. Look at that. Legendary livery. But we are getting to see some of the ability you have to paint your car and individualize it. That's kind of cool. That's not a good excuse. Heiko, it just kills me. It just kills me. There's a Heiko, I said this on Wednesday's show, you weren't here. There's a guy, I can't remember the name now. Chakota, thank you for following. Welcome to the crew. All they had to do, like, there's that guy doing sticker kits for the Logitech. All they had to do was a sticker kit. Put on the, Alonso logo or something. I don't know. I just, they didn't have to do a whole lot. They could have just painted the friggin' vents in the front. I mean, they didn't even have to get a new mold is what I'm getting at. I think they should have. Well, that's, yeah, that would have been more of an upgrade. True Force. Anyway, what else? This is from Project Cars as well. Muscle cars. Muscle cars. Yes. Sports cars and muscle cars have defined Dodge since 1911. There's nothing more soul-stirring than a Dodge V8 bubbling out untold amounts of American muscle. My personal favorite on what, Paul? Steering wheels? Pre-orders. We already talked pre-orders. Got it. Dirt. Alright, so time to close up. Time to clock up those air miles. Oh, we have to fly to our locations? Which of Dirt 5's locations will you be tearing up first? Hey, Fredo! Fredo, welcome to the crew! Wake up! Welcome to the machine! Very good point, Lee S. Oh, my own in real life or on sim? Paul. All right. That's loud. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Yes. So, take on the most authentic rally experience around the world with Dirt Rally 2.0 free trial version. Oh, wait. I screwed that up, you guys. So, if you haven't tried Dirt Rally, which I highly recommend, I can't understate this enough, by the way, actually, now that I realize what the story was. Dirt Rally 2.0 is really awesome. I fired it up recently and just really forgot how awesome it was. So anyway, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 free trial versions of it right now. And what else? Confirm PC specs for Dirt 5. Here you go. There are your specs. So I try to catch up with chat. I can't even imagine playing this with a i3 GTX 970 at 8 gigabytes. That can't be good. Yes. Yes, Fredo, for sure. Paul Victor, my favorite personal circuit sim. I think it's Spa, but I can't lock that in, so to speak. And in real life, I mean, I don't have that many circuits that I've really driven, but it's I guess, it's hard for me to say. I've driven Laguna and I've driven Sonoma, Sears Point. I mean, Laguna's far more prestigious, but Sonoma is actually one of my favorite tracks. I love that place. I love that place. I lived there, so it's hard. I mean, it has a special place in my heart. Viper, I don't know. I don't know if that's their agenda. I mean, right now it seems like all focus is on the next version of Gran Turismo. Dave Blair, we're working on that. Seto Corsa Competizione, here it comes. Fredo, you're going to get a little teeny hint of flex if you went straight to it. If you use their pedal plate, it'll really minimize it. But I don't feel that the flex is a big deal. Now, the pedal plate might make it easier to mount, though, and just simplify that a lot. Sears Point is such a fine track. It is. It really is. It's a very fun to drive track, in my opinion. Had to have been scary on a motorcycle at times, though. There's no way you raced Spokane, Sears Point without it scaring, giving you a few puckers. Tom, there are very fine tracks on both sides. Well played. Well played. I like that. Hey, Amir, how you doing? Let's see. Dirt Rally Game of the Year. That's it. That's all we have to say about that. NASCAR Heat. All right, so this really is the biggest story in sim racing news. And you can say what you want. You can point fingers, whatever. But you can never... You know, the other day I was watching ESPN The Ocho, and they were showing cornhole championships. And I got offended, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And then it dawned on me that really, when the best of the best are going against each other, it almost doesn't matter what the game is, because it's about the competition and the fact that you have the masters of whatever it is you're watching going on. Yeah, it does, TFR. Okay, hold on. You broke your... Yeah, so that did... Lee, I'm sorry, that sucks. I hope you healed up good. But yeah, it's a scary place at times. And... Viper asks, if I got a chance to ride a MotoGP bike tomorrow, would I? The answer is yes, I would, Viper. But anybody handing me a MotoGP bike, I'd be like, man, I have really limited motorcycle experience. Like, I rode an Enduro for a year, but an Enduro is like, you know, I would not hand me the keys to a MotoGP. But if I did, I do have enough common sense that if I got on a MotoGP bike, I would be very careful about how I rode it. I would rather start off on... Honestly, I'd rather start off on a 250 street bike so I could learn to really corner properly without having too much weight around me. If I really were going to get into... motorcycles. I'm a little fearful of motorcycles. If I were going to ride a motorcycle, though, the only way I would at this point would be on a track. I wouldn't ride a motorcycle on the street at all. But I would ride one on a track. Cranky, it's north of San Francisco, yes. Heiko, that's what makes Sears Point. So if the question was what are my favorite tracks? Spa and Sears Point, right? Sears Point, yeah, actually Sears Point is one of my favorite tracks in real life and in sim. So I was gonna change that because I said that was my real life favorite. But again, altitude, height differences. Lots of different types of corners. Increasing radius, decreasing radius, you know, long corners, short corners, cambered corners, off-cambered corners. Lee asks, so I rode an Enduro for a year, and I did drop it on the first day I rode it, but I never went down on the bike, and the bike got stolen. And that was when I stopped riding. And I laughed, and I'm like, hey, that's cool. Because I never went down. And now I don't have a bike. So I can't. My brother and I have talked about getting a couple of dirt bikes. That is something that might happen. Anyway, all right. I'm going to try to get another news story in. You guys keep them coming. It's Friday. It's Friday, man. We can do whatever the F we want today. I'm telling you, we have no actual agenda. Yes, Sears Point equals Sonoma. Viral. Fredo, I cannot accurately answer that. I have tried a great many pedal sets, and Huisingvelds are the one pedals that I've never actually had in the shop here. So I can't, but I'm sure others out there can answer that question. Where are you, Fredo? Where do you live? Just continent-wise. It was Infineon. For me, it'll always go back to being Sears Point, which most people wouldn't even know what you're talking about if you called it Sears Point. Which is why I'm adamantly against them selling the naming rights to a track. You lose your identity, and the next thing you know, you're forgotten. New subscriber, the MXer. Hey, you're not new. You're resubscribing. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you very much. If you're in the U.S., you know, for the money, I would really compel you to look at the Ricmotech Real Gear pedals and the HPP pedals. I'm a really big fan of hydraulics. So I would look at that, but not everybody's going to agree with me on that. Yeah, and if they had always left it as Sears Point, Tony, more people would know what it is. But then if somebody says, oh, you know, Infineon, people don't know, but it was Infineon to a lot of people for a while. Then it was Sonoma, and I don't even know what they call it now. I think it's a huge mistake. Like, California Speedway is now Auto Club, but tomorrow it might be, you know, ABC Speedway, and it doesn't work well over time for me. I understand it's a cash grab. I understand. I sure do. Let them sponsor the track, but don't change the name. All right, so NASCAR Heat 5. As I was saying, I don't really care. I mean, I know some people are going to clown or talk about NASCAR Heat 5, which I really enjoyed in driving, by the way. Anyway, they had their big event. So, we are the champions, you know. Cue up the music. We are the champions. Last night, Daniel Botafuco, Lucky Dog 38, became the 2020 eNASCAR Heat Pro League champion. Germain Gaming also claimed the team championship after a consistent season by both Dan and Kyle Arnold. So, good job by them. Earmuffs. Where did Slade finish? That's a great question. Where's my buddy Slade? There's Daniel Botafuco.
Now, can't believe I'm making this video right now. I cried in front of thousands of people. It's not a good look. Oh my god.
That's okay,
we are
buddy.
Champions. We are eNASCAR Heat Pro League champions, and I can't believe it. What a season it's been. What a turnaround.
Yes, headshot, they do. Considerable.
May not have lost my voice, but
The best
I just
first
wanna thank
upgrade you should
everybody
make.
Actually, no, before that. Justin Brooks, man, I'm sorry. I'm going to regret that for the rest of my life. We raced each other clean and fair all season. And I have a ton of respect for you as a driver. We had the faster car there at the end. We were really fast, and I just moved you up a bit. I was just trying to move you up the lane so I can get to the bottom. I didn't want to wreck you. I don't think I wrecked you. That was just hard, really hard racing, and I apologize for that. And I hope that we can go over that hurdle eventually. I hope that we can get over that. I just want to apologize again. But other than that, I just want to say massive thank you to Geico, Germain Racing, Sam Jones, Larry Rogers, Kyle Arnold, Scout, for all their help this season, making this season incredible. I couldn't have been possible without any of them. And we're team champions too. Just the cherry on top. I just got to thank my family, my mom, my dad, who were there. Thank you for bringing me the crying towel.
He's gonna cry again.
My grandma and grandpa, everyone else part of my family. I got to thank my friends from school, from racing. I got to thank NASCAR Heat, everyone Pro League, Jay Pennell. There we go. I got you, Jay. I got you.
Nelson, I'll get to
ASUS
that in a
for
moment.
the PCs, Fanatec for the awesome wheels, Motorsport Games, just everybody who made this possible. And thanks to the drivers who stayed after.
There is
I've
an
actually
e-NASCAR, Chris.
so thank you a lot. Oh my goodness, so much weight off my shoulders. I know this isn't the right answer, but I still feel bad about that contact. I do, but hey, I mean, I raced fair all season, and we came down to that, and it was just a little nudge. But thank you guys. Let's go.
All right.
I can't believe.
All right. Congratulations to him, Buttafuoco crown champion. And the big question is, where did Slade finish? Where did my buddy Slade Gravitt finish? Slade Gravitt for the final time this season. Well, that's not right. Looks like maybe 5th, maybe. I'm confused. Buttafuoco is the champion with 438 points, but Justin Brooks has 476. I'm confused. Slade's in 3rd on that one. I don't know. Buttafuoco's the champ. We know that. And we have some other drivers commenting on their year and how things went. So that went on. Congratulations to our champion. Big money, by the way. I can't remember exactly. So, Nelson, sorry, Nelson, to delay getting back to you on this. Am I confused? I'm not confused, Shane. They didn't have a proper standings posted. Where's my wig? That's for rants only. Evening all from the UK. Gone the PC route. AM2. Automobilista 2. R Factor 2. Race Room pros and cons, please. That's a long answer, Nelson. I'm sure that's a very simple answer. Love ACC. Is it worth getting AC for PC for mods? Got on the PS4. Thanks. Well, I can answer that second part. I mean, ACC on the PC is so much better than on the PS4. So if you only have ACC on the PS4, please, quick, get a copy. If you love that game, it's so much better on the PC. So, of course, if you want the mod, then yes, it's worth it. It's the only place you can create that scenario where name your car, name your track, and you can probably drive it. That would be Assetto Corsa in modern times. As far as Automobilista 2, R Factor 2, Race Room pros and cons, they all have their own redeeming qualities, and you know, you just named the who's who of Sims. You know, they're all really good. With Automobilista 2, you got to take into consideration it's very regional. So a lot of the content is South American, not all of it, but, you know, and they are increasing the content daily. R Factor 2, a lot of add-ons that are going to cost you a little bit of money. And with Race Room, maybe the cheapest as far as getting all of the content included if you get it on a good deal. And then I know Dave Blair's answer was iRacing is all you need. Well, iRacing is a animal of its own, a horse of a different color. So, anyway, oh, Shane, no. I was the first one to say that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about how it's the fact that you have the best of the best going at it with that much on the line. Big deal. It was my top story today, to be honest with you. VMC, this is one of the first of the Mohicans on the V2 model when they upgraded from the V1 to the V2. I've had it a couple years at this point, and the only problem that I've had was I had a shifter paddle switch act up on me, go a little intermittent, and I'm going to replace it. I haven't yet. It was right when I was actually working on a 3D wheel, so I've just not put that one back on yet. But other than that, no. And am I planning on upgrading? No, no. This wheel's the best wheel I've ever used. Yeah, oh, great. Cranky, thank you for bringing that up. Nelson, one of the most spectacular things out there really is Assetto Corsa, not just the content of cars and tracks, but the Adams SOL mod really changes it, and it's an incredible add-on to the game. Eric Smith, I've been enjoying Flight Simulator 2020. I'm not sure how long it'll compel me, but I have been enjoying it in its first few hours. It's $60. You know, I don't know how many hours I need to get, but I've liked it, but I've always been a long-time fan of flight sim games. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And I know somebody had mentioned the Joey Logano apology, which is perfectly appropriate, right? You got the championship on the line. If there's ever a time to be a little less gentlemanly, that is the time, when it's all on the line, right? I'm not advocating taking somebody out, but isn't it your job to do everything in your power to get to that line first without intentionally taking somebody out? So I you know, the other is the minute you make contact, especially in NASCARs, I mean, quite honestly, it can go either way. Exactly, Tom. Gran Turismo talking about, I was a little confused on this one, honestly. Opening of the Manufacturer Series 2021 Exhibition Series Season 1. Oh, Season 1 of the 2021. So anyway, they are now talking about the next event. 8/29 will be round 1. So, wasn't it 30 events in the other one? I don't know, it's a little monotonous. Nations Cup, same schedule, right? They run them together. So we're going to have the restarting of that coming on as well. OnlineRaceDriver.com posted this, saying it's not available to everyone yet, only beta testers at the moment. But seeing as it's being shared online already, Automobilista 2 Hotfix 1.0.2.2 will arrive soon with new additional layouts for the Silverstone Pack DLC. Billy, I'd spin out my grandmother for $30K. Yeah, you know, I there's no time for being nice at that moment, and you honestly, you have to assume that anyone and everyone would do the same. Anyway, so we do have another hot fix with some multiple layouts for Silverstone. Race Room. So they announced, remember we talked about this on Wednesday, their time attack at Motorland Aragon. And their big competition, money, prizes, all the works. It turns out, so if you're not an alien, you probably were like, well, I can't win, why bother? Well, here's why you bother on this one. In addition to the winners, they're also randomly drawing 15 lucky winners who are going to receive the Volkswagen IDR for Race Room free of charge when it finally gets released. So, there you go. So, that could be a fun leaderboard. And then here, Let's Go Race posting new Motorland Aragon plus 5 layouts, triple screen setup, Audi R8, LMS if you want to look at the video of them. That's a nice looking setup. I don't understand the whole... Well, he's wearing a driving suit, gloves, and shoes. I really don't understand the wearing gloves. Well, again, I'm always fighting the heat. That's why, for me. I guess if I were in a cooler region, I'd wear gloves because it would be more realistic. And I think that's all I had to say about Race Room today. Thrustmaster, a reminder, get ready for the challenge. Enter the tournament and prove that you are champion. That Ferrari eSport competition going on, and I think that's the 488. That was something I wanted to do, and I got distracted and forgot about it. And I want to congratulate Robert Hartley on winning Wednesday's race. Andrew White was asking about this earlier. I finished 6th in the event, but Robert Hartley, last night, Hot Lap Hump Day, actually 2 nights ago, Hot Lap Hump Day champion. Fast time of 1:31.762 at Indy Motors Road Course. So there it is. And then what else? Back in stock. So I'm sure you pay a little bit of a markup as they're a retailer, but Thrustmaster T300s are back in stock through Ricmotech. I was trying to buy a flight stick. We were talking flight sim. There was literally only one flight stick available. There's that. I bought the only stick that I could get here in a short amount of time. So I know we're still fighting big problems with products out there. Fredo, it's just that it would be so narrow because it would be 1/3 of the height of the stream in order to fit it all in there. Eric Smith, that's exactly what I have, a HOTUS 4. It was the only stick I could have gotten at the time. All right, this is for American Truck Simulator. Colorado Road Network. Truckers can spend over 300 days. We need Michigan, though, right? We need Cali to Michigan. Truckers can spend over 300 days per year on the road delivering a variety of loads across different states and countries. That is why our team spent a lot of time making sure road networks are represented by the best way possible within our titles. And Colorado for the American Truck Simulator will be no exception. Yeah, I just wish it had more throttle tension. Viper, I don't pay that much attention to the trees. It's hard for me to answer that question. Logitech yokes are supposed to be $170. They're being sold for Amazon for $339. See, it's insane. So yeah, I mean, it might be. If you need a wheel real bad, T300s are available at Ricmotech. Anyway, let's see. Add to my wish list. Do we know when? Please combine the screenshots to share data are still a work in progress, including roads, signage, mountains, scenery, and junctions themselves. I don't think we have a date. I don't see a date, but it's something they're working on, so that's cool. You know, from my understanding, and when this whole thing, so China, during their New Year, like they literally, everything shuts down for like the whole month. Like that's part of their, what they do. So when you have things that are being made in bulk, you know, in China, they do a batch, they ship, they do a batch, they ship. Well, they had done their latest batch prior to the new year, and then the crisis hit when they were not even in production. So it amplified that. Well, then when they went into production, just like everywhere else, they were slower to get back to it. And then on top of it, you had more demand than ever for microphones, cameras, wheels, pedals, game pads, everything in the electronics industry. I mean, I heard Apple had just like record numbers because people are buying more phones and tablets and computers. Yeah, $499 for a TSPC, and now you'd pay $1,000 to try to get one. No joke. Yeah, I think what'll happen, Cranky, is that it's going to be one of those things like where all of a sudden it's back to normal, where you'll actually start seeing sales because everyone's going to get their inventory at the same time, and we will have gone from very little to an abundance, and then things will get back to normal. So, all right, that is my last news story. I have some Simrigs and some things I want to show you. We have some Simpit racing stuff I want to talk about, and then we're going to bring this show to a close. I just see Devin sent me a message. Thank you, Devin. I will try to get that next. All right, actually, when we get to our league stuff. Looking ahead, let's see here. Sometimes it's just the caption that gets me. Sometimes it's the rig itself. Sometimes it's the little cars in the background. I don't know. This is posted by Majesty, 1888. Majesty, 1888. And this one, buy once, cry once, I said to a girlfriend when I upgraded my play seat evolution. So he's obviously spent some money getting that. That's how I did my plate too. I did exactly that. Well done. Nice looking rig. That is pretty complete, ready to go. P1 chassis or SimLab chassis. Nice monitors. Nice setting, and he's done crying about it. I'm assuming the crying was the check he had to write. I've seen so many variations of this, and it always does make me laugh. But rate his endurance rig. This is posted by Slain Eater. Yep. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Does anyone know why I posted this picture? Anyone? You guys should know me but well enough. This was posted by Suggest I've Nickname. And what is it that drew me to this? Yeah, the cat, Dave Blair. You're all over that. You knew. Cranky, you knew. I want to look around his desk. Very. All right, he's got one of those blue ball microphones. He's got a VR stand. Nice looking computer. Cool master case. He's got a second computer. And of course, the cat. Devin. I'm so glad. See, I was gonna say something, and I'm like, just don't let them have their moment. This looks like a brand spanking new playseat challenge, by the way. Look at how red that red is. Anyway, it's the cat. Look at the cat. The cat is totally watching the screen, by the way. Blue ball Mike. Let's see the cat. Look at the cat. He is just totally. He wants to jump up and swat the hand. All right, what else? What do you think? This was posted by 1E Car. It's the DIY 911 RS Spider LMP2 wheel. What are these holes for? What's this all about? Is that like weight reduction? This looks like a wheel he bought and then built up behind and probably put a cover on. Never really thought about doing that. That's pretty... I could do that. Cigar cutters. Hey, Bentano. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the machine. It's for the blue balls, Apex. Oh, I always like upgrades. I think upgrades inspire us, don't they? This was posted by Central Cheetah. Whoops. And he upgraded. Went from that to that. You stick your thumbs in there when you're playing Wreckfest on a DD. He's got the pedal cam, even in his old setup. And obviously he has a stinky room. What smells in that room? Everyone, let's speculate. Inverted Logitech pedals. Spaced to his liking Logitech pedals. Two people jumping on the weed. What's that? What's this thing? The cat? Where's the cat? Oh, the stinky cat. Tofi. All right, yeah, but check out these nicely modded pedals. Well done. I'm very impressed with that. But Can't argue with this new rig. Look at this new rig, man. This thing is incredible. Side button box, dash buttons, side buttons, dash buttons. He's got really nicely mounted pedals. Those are Husingveld pedals on a blacked out P1 chassis. Nice slim bezels. Yeah, that's a quality looking rig. Upgraded the computer. Is this computer? Yes. Yes, it is. Look at that. Oh. You know, that's one of the problems with the I've put these together. Heel plate can be a problem on the P1 chassis, just so you know. He should have mounted those further back. He could have gone 2 rails further back and brought the whole assembly closer to him. Just a few critiques. Casters. He's on casters. What's aisle 5? Is that a supermarket in the UK? I don't know. I'm guessing. Mine's not the Assetto Corsa, but I love the red and black of that particular model. I do. I really do. All right, let's see here. I like when people do this, because, again, one thing I've always said... it's Penny. It's between 4 and 6, dummy. It happens to be the bread aisle there. Finally built an office chair rig with the CSL Elite bundle. These are the ones that I go crazy. We've all been there. Man, I spent years driving on a desk with caster wheels on a desk chair. And I had to come up with a million lock-it-down ideas, especially when I wanted stronger brake pedals and things. I love that this guy built himself a really good... Look at how good his wheel holder is, with the ability to just not roll back, be able to apply full brake and not get pushed back, which is really awesome. Well done. And he elevated the pedals for a good driving. Now, I kind of wonder if those pedals aren't a little close for being that elevated, but I applaud you on doing that. Hard work and getting it right. Also, look at you don't see that often when someone does a vertical monitor. He's got a streaming camera. I'd like a vertical monitor for chat if I had an extra monitor. This one by Skirt, SKKRTT. Started sim racing in January with a controller, and now he's finally at a point where he can just sit back and enjoy the game. Yeah, you can. You certainly have. Ratcheted it up a bit. Get it, TFR? Yeah, I saw that too. The ratchet strap really holding the chair down. Not just... The thing does it nice, but that's holding the chair down, I do believe. But congratulations on your upgrade and a great looking little DIY rig. A little Fanatic sticker on his rig. Well done. Minimalistic, but got it done. That's what I've been doing on my desktop, Cranky. I don't know if it'd be big enough here, and I don't have a mount stable enough. So let's see. Dirt Rally. The guys have been running the Dirt Rally team series, and I know some people have asked. If you want to join the Dirt Rally League, best thing you can do is hop into our Discord, and you'll scroll down. There's a Dirt Rally section where you can find out the information you want to know. But Randy Savage winning the event. This was the latest event. I don't know where, but he won. Randy Savage, Brandon the Mixer, 99 in second, and Ging 502 finishing in third. Dave Blair, look at you, and Kath in fourth. Dave Blair in fifth. Tyler in sixth. PS4, there you are in eighth. All right, there we go. And what else? What else? Simpit Oval. So tonight, I have mentioned a few times I have to get on my G5 and fly my ass to Michigan, because tonight is the second to last race in the Simpit Oval Series. And we are at Michigan International, 65 laps. Michigan always makes for exciting racing. It's a great racetrack for the drivers, I believe. Mark Michkowski leading the way with only a 6-point lead over David Clymer and Anthony Morano Jr. So we have a tie for second and third. Both very, very much within striking distance of Michkowski, who had an off week last week. Wayne Roberts finds himself in fourth, and I'm in fifth. And, you know, even me being in fifth, I'm less than 20 points away from Michkowski. 2 good races for me. I could still win this championship, right? Anyway, I will be on the air tonight at about 6 o'clock as we get underway for practice. That'll be at Simpit Live on Twitch tonight. Dave Blair is only about 30 points back of me, 29 points back of me. I have 2 bad days, and Dave Blair could certainly pull ahead of me. So anyway, tune in for that tonight. And then tomorrow, well, this isn't tomorrow, this is our GT3, that's Sunday. Tomorrow, I have no chance, says Marco. No chance. I have every chance in the world. I can perform miracles. I can Reggie Miller this thing. Anyway, the Simpit GT3 League, our final race of the season at Suzuka. Will be at 10 a.m. I'll go live on Simpit Live at 10 a.m. And we'll be at Suzuka in the GT3 cars for the final race. David Big Dog Grunnell's already locked up the championship. All he really has to do is show up and take a lap, and he pretty much has this secured. We do have a little battle still between Morano Jr. and Joa Antonio for second place, and I'm pretty much out of it. I've had a couple bad results, so I'm all the way back down in 6th. So definitely want to see how that second place battles, and David Grunnell will finish off his championship. The answer to the question, are we continuing? Yes, next season we will have both an oval and a road racing season. Some final details are still being worked on. As soon as we have our season schedule and car selected, we will be letting you know on the pit stops, and getting you an opportunity to join the series. Once we get the leagues kicked off, we tend to close them so that we have the same drivers for the whole season. So you are going to want to get in at the beginning, be there, or you're out. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's show. I want to thank you guys. Great conversation, great topics, great questions. Always makes a show more entertaining for me when we get that kind of interaction. Like I said, this is really a sim racing chat show at this point, and we let the news stories kind of direct some of our conversation, but it's really about hanging out with you guys and talking about our favorite hobby, sport, common interest, that being sim racing. So I'm going to encourage you, get out there, do some sim racing. I'm going to encourage you, if you like the show, you give it a thumbs up. If you were bored, you didn't like it, you hated it, you thumbs down, that's okay too. But send me an email and tell me how we can do better. And most of all, tell a friend so we can continue to grow. And of course, subscribe or follow so you can get notifications when we go live or new content comes out. That's going to do it for this one. Get out there, do some sim racing, have yourselves a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.
Thank you.